What's going on, guys? So it's been a little over a week since my last update here, and it's both good and bad behind that. We got some wood chips, 2 trailer loads of this. Each trailer load was about a ton. So 2 tons of wood chips. We were spreading those, and I know in the last video I had said that we had some unseasonably cool weather and that it was awesome. We were getting a lot done. Well, that all changed. 100 degrees, like 85% humidity. It's been brutal out. The hurricanes didn't really do much anything to us, but we had some pop-up storms that were literally less than a mile in diameter that didn't even hit an entire half of our small town here, that completely ruined our days. Twice, 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, and yesterday. So I'll show you what that all looks like, but here you can see our wood chips are down. Now last year we actually got our chips for free because it was more of a sawdust. This year we're paying for it, and we're getting these bigger chips, which actually work a lot nicer. They don't blow around as much in the wind. With the rain, they didn't move around too much until there was some rather large amounts of it rolling downhill. I think I've stated before that this whole property is on a bit of a slope, so once the water builds up enough, it just starts carving trails, like this one. You can see our junkyard scene is forming a little better. Get a wide shot here. Getting some more done with that. So here you can see is some of the bad spots where that water just cut through these chips. Some of it had just swept to the side, some it carried all the way down. This here was an actual running river yesterday. The storms, by the way, they only lasted about 15 minutes. But it's just the amount of rain that falls in that time that's bad for us. Even if it's steady rain for a full day, it would just have small puddles of standing water. Nothing like this would happen. But when it comes down and with such force so quickly, that's when it's real bad for us. Let's step down here. You can see again, this sort of all dammed up, which is why we have all of our power lines ran off the ground. If you have an outdoor hunt, that's very important. No sense in tripping breakers or causing problems with it, if you can help it. So in here it wasn't too bad. I mean, over half of them washed out of here, but we still have a thin layer down. And you can see this trail, this very wet looking trail that got carved here. Our cemetery was real bad. You can see here, back here we actually had about, at the deepest point, about 4 inches of water. These 2 tombstones right here were completely covered, completely submerged. So actually, one of our volunteers carved this little channel out here in this berm to try and alleviate some of the water, which helped after a while, but said there was so much so quick, nothing you could do about it. I know before I've told you guys about the trees that fall through our church. We had one fall through that tear in the middle. It didn't even touch a slat, it just ripped the plastic. We had another one fall from all the way up there, straight down across the exit here. There was a small one that fell through the middle of the roof about 2 weeks ago, through that hole there. That didn't touch anything. And then we had this large limb fall down now. So I'm not a religious person at all, but there is something protecting our church. Thankfully, I should say, because that's the last thing that we want. The good part is that we got a lot done on our hospital here. So I still have to make my sign for the front. It's going to be a little noisy in here because I got a fan drying it out. This is all of our chloroplast. The coolest thing about our hospital is after the waiting room, all of our corners are radiused. These are all rounded corners. Shut that off for a minute. So all rounded corners through our exam rooms. All our seams are done with white duct tape and some pallet strips that will be painted, and probably going to make some signs to go over them to mask them. Got our nice wood chip floor down. This all stayed pretty dry in here. We've got our main surgery room kind of laid out. This is going to be our body table that an actor is going to slouch down in and have a fake torso on. I'll turn this back on. So that's the most exciting part. Got a door made for our electrical room. Got our actor door put in place here. Started putting some barrels up for our boiler room. This back area here is going to be the pharmaceutical area of the hospital. It's where we're going to have a lot of our, both of our embalming machines, bubblers going, and a bunch of tubing and bottles and all that fun stuff. Got a door for our furnace. I'm working on today is making our coals that are going to be on the corners in there for some lighting, fiery coals out of great stuff. We still haven't started on our maze. That's going to be later in the week. This is going to be our casket area. Let that focus. Once again, all this chloroplast is amazing. It makes really nice corners when you take your time to bend it all right. We got a little pop-out window here. This is going to be our blacklight clown area, so all this white should reflect pretty nicely. We've got a little jack-in-the-box type pop-up little cube there. And then we've got our sanitarium cell. So we got some PVC bars, 1-inch PVC, kept them only about 10 inches so that way they're stiff. If someone goes to grab them or tug on them, they're not going to flex at all. And then we actually have padded sheets lining the entire cell here. And we ruffled them so they're actually, you know, real soft if you go to touch them, and then they spring back a little bit. So it took some time, but all came out pretty good. So that's our cell. All this still needs some chloroplast in here. This is going to be our decontamination area, which we moved a wall forward for room for our fog machine and the plumbing for the fan. That'll tuck nicely up under the roof there. So that's about it for this one. Hopefully in the next day or two, they're saying we're supposed to get these pop-up storms for the next 3 days or so. So hopefully they don't do what they've done the past 2 times on us. So we can get some more work done, start getting some detail stuff going on. Got one more load of wood chips to get to spread out. Got to get the bus here. And we're supposed to open in a week and a half. So wish us luck. Until next time. Thanks, guys.